welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Amy Payne, Global Vice President of Customer Partner and Events Marketing here at Talkdesk, and I'm thrilled to be joined today by Tom Grosso. Tom, can you take a minute and introduce yourself to the audience?
Sure. Thank you, Amy. I'm Tom Grosso, Executive Director for our Service Desk organization here at CAI. I am also thrilled to be here and looking forward to our discussion today.
Absolutely, absolutely. This is going to be a fun time together. So lately, we have been hearing a lot about generative AI and how it is going to fundamentally transform the way we work and the way we engage with customers. But the immediate question we so often hear from CX leaders is, how do I get started? Where do I start? And how will I be able to measure value? In today's session, Tom and I are going to discuss this and how CAI has harnessed the power of contact center AI, including Gen AI, to produce some really game-changing outcomes for their business. First, I want to give you a little bit of context around Talkdesk and who we are. So Talkdesk is a global AI-powered cloud contact center leader, and our innovative platform is used by healthcare, retail, financial services, and many other industries. We are a FedRAMP and process platform for public sector customers. Our AI-powered cloud contact center platform is used by enterprises of all sizes. We were founded in 2011, and we have over 1,750 employees worldwide. At Talkdesk, we're all about courageous innovation, and this is a key value of ours. Over 50% of Talkdesk employees are actually in R&D, and consequently, we've been able to launch over 70 innovations in the last 7 years. Our phenomenal growth has placed us at the number 8 spot of private SaaS companies in the Forbes Cloud 100 for 2023. At Talkdesk, we're also very customer obsessed, and we are incredibly proud of our customer care team, who has a 94% customer satisfaction rating, where 79% is really the industry average. We serve our customers in over 100 countries and in over 20 different industries. We've been a pioneer of contact center AI since 2018. We've built the most complete, native, fully integrated portfolio of CX AI products designed to help our customers achieve the outcomes that matter the most to them. The result, hundreds of our customers are using AI to drive better customer experiences, reduce costs, and improve operational efficiency. This is years before anyone's even heard of ChatGPT. With Talkdesk, our customers are able to empower their agents to resolve issues quickly and correctly, extract powerful customer insights across every conversation and every touch point, and automate more customer interactions through self-service. Just a few weeks ago, you may have caught it, we were excited to announce our next milestone in AI innovation, a new era of automation and intelligence for the contact center, powered by generative AI. And we are so lucky to have amazing businesses like CAI as our customers, realizing the power and potential of generative AI to not only improve their own customer experiences, but to also impact their bottom line. Now, let's get to the story. Love to hear from Tom and to hear the full AI story. Tom, how about we get started with giving the audience some context on your business? Who is CAI?
Sure. Thanks again, Amy. CAI is a global IT professional services firm that specializes in a variety of areas, such as digital transformation, application management, strategy and consulting, hyperautomation, contingent workforce solutions, enterprise service management, which is the area of the business that I work out of, and also business analytics. We help both public and private organizations improve productivity, enhance customer experience, and drive value. We have a 40-year history of combining our dual strengths of talent and technology to deliver lasting results for our clients. Lastly, for over a decade, we have been trailblazers in bringing neurodiversity to the enterprise, which we are very, very proud of. Specific to our service desk organization, we are providing level 1 technical support to our clients in multiple languages, 24/7, 365. We have close to 300 agents supporting close to 500,000 end users around the globe, handling 70,000 plus contacts a month through various channels.
It's quite a lot. That's quite a service desk organization you have.
Yes.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that. So AI, of course, is such a hot topic right now, right?
Yep.
It's
Yep.
everywhere. CAI has not been afraid of AI at all. In fact, you've latched onto it. And it's made a huge impact on your business. So let's start with why AI? Why has AI been an important part of your strategy, Tom?
I think for me, as a managed service provider who's providing services to a variety of clients, it's imperative that we stay ahead of the curve. Why? Because it positions us to be consultative with our customers when the time comes. We're often approached, hey, what do you think about this? How are other customers using this? And yes, we have customers who are much further along the journey from an AI perspective, and then we have customers who haven't even dabbled and are just purely curious. They don't really understand where they can recognize the value or what that journey really looks like in their particular environment. Culturally, we like to be at the forefront and we like to move fast. And we like to move fast, keeping the experience at the forefront. So it makes it very, very easy for us to be consultative to our clients and not just speak to it, but be able to provide real life examples. More times than not, we're able to say, hey, this is how CAI has had success using this. And that really resonates with our clients. It's a big difference between just purely talking about it and then being able to back that up with real life use cases, examples, which again, really helps resonate with our clients. And it's not just speaking points. We're actually walking the walk and not just talking about it, which I think is important. From a partnership perspective with Talkdesk, we felt that we had a very similar culture with Talkdesk in terms of an AI-driven mindset, but also customer obsessed, which is the exact business that we are in as an organization. And the out-of-the-box technology that Talkdesk was able to bring to the table really caught our eye. But there were other things, right? It wasn't just that. Other things that were important to us from a partnership perspective, of course, was that out-of-the-box functionality, right? Low code, no code. It's not going to take weeks to get things up and running. We have the opportunity to pilot things in-house before we take that consultative approach with our clients, right? So we're able to really get a good feel for how to implement the behavior to expect and trials and tribulations along the way that we can easily talk to. Heavy R&D investment was also a big thing. I always tend to reflect back to our previous provider where we were really on a stale product and kind of between a rock and a hard spot. And if we really wanted to continue to drive our vision in terms of what we feel the experience should be in today's world, we had to make a move. And that's really where Talkdesk came into play. The high quality of support has been great. Talkdesk has been very, very responsive to us when we have questions and or problems, which have really been little, at least on the problem side. And of course, the security side of it, right? The security posture was very impressive. The FedRAMP status was also important to us because we do a lot of public sector business. And, from one of our business goals is obviously to continue to double our business. And the work that we're doing in public sector is a big part of that. So being able to bring a product to the table that is reputable, has a very strong security posture is very, very important to our public sector clients, but also to our commercial clients as well. All in all, working with Talkdesk to leverage AI, it's been a journey. It really has, and that's the mindset that we had going through this. Treating it like a project is not really the right way to go. It's a journey, and it takes a lot of cross-functional work and focus to be able to deliver these products and to ensure that you're continuing to enhance what you do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, just exactly the way you describe CAI, culturally, a lot of the words they used is exactly what we aim to do at Talkdesk as well, from innovation, growth mindset, customer obsession. So clearly our partnership is extremely important to us as well. So let's dig deeper now. How are you using AI to ensure your teams are providing a quality of service that rises to the occasion?
Uh, so for one, I'll focus on the workforce management side of things, which was also a big piece for a big reason why we wanted to move forward with our Talkdesk partnership. It's important that we have the right people working at the right time, especially being a global support organization supporting multiple countries, multiple languages. So ensuring that we have the right staff at the right time is super important. Um, Talkdesk Workforce Management has unleashed the power of AI for us to be able to do that. So we're now getting into a space where we don't have to manually predict what staffing levels we need or what type of volume we could expect the next day, the day after that, or maybe even a month in advance, right? So we're getting to more of a predictive state, because why? The platform is constantly consuming our contact volume and being able to provide outputs to us that allow us to make real-time decisions. Not going back and spending 30-40 minutes putting reports together, pulling data, and manually running this data through Excel models to help us kind of determine where we need to be. So we're using AI within the workforce management space to predict spikes in call volumes, ensuring that we have the right people at the right time, being able to run how-to scenarios. For an example, we have a client come to us that says, hey, we're going to be releasing MFA to the enterprise. We're going to be moving from one MFA tool to another. A tool like that, where everybody uses it in today's world, you could certainly expect to see some significant spikes in call volume. So what does it allow us to do? It allows us to put in some throughputs that we feel we can anticipate, and we're leveraging that AI technology to ultimately provide outputs to us that says, hey, based on what you're telling me, this is what you can expect from a volume perspective. This is what your staffing should look like. And you should have that staffing through, primarily say 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. business hours. Everybody's going to be looking to get on in the morning, and you're going to have folks that have issues, and their natural reaction is to call the service desk, right? So it allows us to maintain that stability in service, even when there are events happening in the environment, not just your normal day-to-day call volume. So from a workforce management aspect, that's been a game changer for us.
Yeah.
And it's allowed us to provide more stability. And then, of course, you deal with the people side of things, right? People are going to take PTO. People aren't going to be able to make it to work every day. So again, we're able to make very, very quick, real-time decisions on ensuring that we have the right staff at the right time, supporting the right languages to ensure stability pretty much across our operation, regardless of what might be happening in any given environment.
Yeah, those results are phenomenal. I mean, predictability, stability, overall efficiency gains. Perfect. Like that's exactly what we hope is happening over in your world.
Yes.
So I know you've been able to reduce your post-call documentation by 8 minutes or more. Tom, I got to tell you, that's an impressive stat. How have you used AI to help you achieve this? And can you describe any positive impacts that this has had on both customers as well as staff, the agents?
Sure. I think the big piece for this one, Amy, really has been the agent assist functionality. Okay. This has also been a game changer for us. So while it might not have full direct client impact, it does make our agents' lives much easier, and much more efficient in terms of what they are doing in between contacts. So from an agent assist perspective, we're leveraging it for two things. We're using it mainly for the knowledge recommendations. So as a call is happening, CX Analytics, our agent assist functionality, is transcribing those calls word for word in real time while the agent and the end user are speaking. And it's picking up keywords along the way. What is this user saying? What are they talking about? And what it's doing is, in the background, is scathing through our knowledge base and saying, and providing real-time knowledge recommendations to our analysts. So they don't have to go out to the knowledge base or a separate window or a separate pane. They're getting these in real time, right in front of their face in one big workspace, which again, the feedback has been super positive on the analyst side. And then on top of that, from an agent assist perspective, and how we're able to reduce that time is we're using generative AI to provide a call summary for us, which has been also super cool. And think about it, before we were using this technology, ideally, as a service desk analyst, you're documenting while you're on the call, right? You're documenting word for word what you're hearing. It's getting into the ticket that you're going to use as the system of record. And let's face it, we all get caught up in conversation, and sometimes the documentation in real time might lack, right? So you find yourself at the end of the call saying, wait, what did they say? Or, oh, I think you forget bits and pieces of the call, right? That doesn't happen. That's kind of gone away. Why? Because we have this automatic call summary that is essentially giving us a nice synopsis of what was said, what was done, and it's something that realistically we could copy and paste right into the ticket itself. Yeah, we may have to make a few formatting changes, add some commas or some periods, those types of things, but we no longer have to spend an exorbitant amount of time in after call or wrap up, right? To get all the documentation into the ticket, to ensure that we have the right knowledge article attached, and obviously facilitating that escalation if it's something that we could not resolve, right? So it's really kind of been a game changer, and essentially we're spending less time on those administrative things, right? Ensuring documentation is there, ensuring that we're getting all the information, because we're leveraging the generative AI technology to aid us in doing that. It's a nice augmentation to what we need to do from a process perspective to facilitate either a resolution to a user or an escalation to a level 2, level 3 team. And on the customer side, it's allowing us to get to the next person faster, right? So we're able to shave off that after call time, that wrap up time. Agents are able to augment some of their mundane type of tasks like documentation, things like that. Albeit it's important, but it is repetitive. It's more administrative, and it's allowing us to get to that next user sooner rather than later, and spending less time where it's not as valuable versus actually getting to the next user and ensuring that they're getting serviced in a timely fashion. So it's been a journey, but it's been great. I will admit, we had some adoption challenges initially, right? It was something different that we introduced to our agents, but with any change that could be expected. But we were able to very, very quickly work through it. And now it's second nature. They know it's there. The feedback has been very, very positive from the analysts, within my organization. They love the fact that they are able to augment some of their work with this technology. And whether if our clients realize it or not, we are seeing differences in things like average speed to answer, average abandon rate, because we're able to move on to the next contact much quicker versus spending that, 6 to 8 to 10 minutes in after call wrap up trying to, dot your I's, cross your T's from a documentation perspective. So it's been a very pleasant experience so far, on both sides.
That's amazing. I mean, I love the detail you went into with automatic summary. It is game changing. And some of our customers were seeing great stats like after call work, reduced by up to 66%, and their average time by up to 15%. So these are, just like you said, game changing results. I love that term. We have other customers who have seen a 34% increase in staff satisfaction. How do you feel like your AI advances have affected your staff? Similar
It's it's been extremely positive. I feel like it makes what they do a lot easier, which has been welcomed with open arms. For the most part, again, we had to get through the adoption, creature of habit, right? You get so accustomed to doing things how you've done them for so long, and then you start to implement these technology pieces to help augment your work. It takes some time to remember that it's there for you, and that if you use it, you'll see the difference. And it's been positive for our analysts without a doubt. And it's it's to the point now where it's they're what's next, what's coming next, what else can we do to optimize what we're doing and get those efficiency gains. And again, that ties back to our Talkdesk partnership with that heavy R&D investment, right? That's our mindset. We get excited for those 2-3 times a year releases from Talkdesk that have all of these different capabilities and functionalities that they're getting from the Talkdesk community, which we are heavy players in at the moment in terms of suggestions and things that we would like to see in future roadmaps. So it's been a good ride.
Technology adoption for anyone is, it's always something. I mean, we were joking right before this call about my new phone that I don't know how to use. So I totally get it. But once you can establish the value and you can really see how this is going to help you, you can sort of get over the hump. Glad to see you've jumped over that hurdle.
Yeah, change is scary, and I think people more times than not immediately think that AI is going to take their job. That's just not the case. There will always be, at least in my space, there will always be a need for that human element. And there are different personas in the workforce today. You have your older demographic down to your younger demographic, and we're curating our experience to be able to meet all of them. If people want to talk, we're here. If people would prefer to chat, we're here. If people would prefer to work through digital assistants or a conversational AI chatbot, we can bring that to the table as well. So our goal is to really meet our customers where they are, while also providing some level of augmentation to our folks to make their lives easier, make them more efficient, and really see those efficiency gains in terms of how they're operating on the day-to-day. But yes, change is scary for everybody,
AI is not going away, and I'll quote one of my other customers who said, AI isn't going to replace humans. Humans who use AI are going to replace humans. So, which
that is absolutely correct.
A smart quote. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's talk. Okay. So one of the main benefits of generative AI is the ability to analyze large amounts of data very quickly. allowing companies to be more proactive instead of reactive. And you touched on this a little bit, but let's dig a little deeper. How has AI empowered CAI to be more proactive?
So great question. Great question, by the way. I think for CAI, it's in a couple different areas. Okay. On the CX analytics side, where we have that constant transcription going, we're able to track customer sentiment, customer tone, which is very, very important on the quality control side of the house. You know, we're able to see how calls are flowing in real time and leveraging that sentiment to get a very good feel for, is it positive, is it negative, what's the perception to the end user, and how is the flow of that call going. So we've been able to leverage CX analytics to enhance our quality control processes. Okay. Really getting a feel for customer sentiment and allowing us to be proactive in terms of follow-up, not just waiting for a survey to come through, right? Your traditional survey is usually associated with the ticket. It'll typically trigger maybe a few days after it closes, and then you might be lucky if the user even fills it out, right? And I'm sure we're all guilty of this. You know, we get surveys and, you know, sometimes they just get down to the bottom of the pile more times than not, right? But the big thing for us is, you know, the individuals who are silent about their dissatisfaction, those are the ones you need to focus on, right? Generally the folks who are happy are more than willing to fill out a survey and be on their way, right? But while it's always nice to hear positive feedback, I'm focused on the folks who tend to be more silent, and we leverage this sentiment, we leverage these transcriptions to be able to proactively reach out to these users if the call didn't go well. Hey, we want to hear about your experience. Do we disclose what we were analyzing in the background? Not really, but we are able to phrase it in a sense that, hey, you know, we saw that you called into the service desk today. How was your experience? What is your feedback? What are some things that we can do differently, do better? Really trying to get that customer perception to help support our continual service improvement cycle, right? So that's been a big win for us, and also allowing us to get to users who more times than not probably won't fill out a survey. Relying on survey results exclusively only paints a portion of the picture. It's usually the folks that are silent that you need to focus on. So on the flip side of that, we're also leveraging CX sensors. Okay, and what these sensors are doing are really tracking for specific keywords. Okay, and I'll give you an example. Why does that matter in my space? So as a support organization, we are a part of the major incident management process. Okay, so you know, take SAP as an example, or maybe your CRM, something that typically either is tied to, you know, financials, business driving revenue, those types of things. What we're able to do is we're able to apply these sensors to the key applications that run our clients' businesses. And what it does is it's looking for specific keywords tied to those applications. And those sensors then trigger notifications to my leadership team, to our various incident management teams, saying, hey, we've heard this word referenced 10 times in the last 5 minutes. Something might be going on. You might want to check it out. And that's allowing us to say, okay, we may need to do some digging, but it's alerting us proactively that there might be a problem. The traditional way of figuring this out, Amy, would be, oh wow, the call queue just went from 5 to 100. Something must be broke. Or you go into your ticketing system, whether that's ServiceNow or Freshdesk or Remedy Force, whatever the case may be, and you start to see an uptick in tickets. But by that time, it's too late. It's usually too late. Too late in the sense that too late identifying that there's a problem, right? So what the sensors have allowed us to do is to drive down our mean time to escalate major incidents that impact our clients' businesses. Because these sensors, we've set them up to be sensitive enough that we're getting alerted before that call queue blows up, or before anybody even realizes that it's a large problem, and we're able to get into investigation mode much faster. So as opposed to being reactive in a sense where, oh wow, the call queue just went from 5 to 100, what's happening? You just notice the call queue, you don't know what's happening, you just know something's up, and you're pinging your team members, hey, what's the flavor of the call is happening? Who's on this kind of call? Who's on that kind of call? Who's on this kind of call? We don't have to do that anymore. We have the sensors telling us exactly what is being discussed on these calls through the CX Analytics module. So I know that, we have had 10 SAP references in the last 5 minutes. There could be a potential SAP problem. And it allows us to kick off that major incident escalation and or investigation much faster versus, versus the traditional 20 to 30 minutes to gather all the information, and then escalate it to the appropriate team. So that's really been a game changer for us as it relates to our major incident management process, which again is a big deal to a lot of our clients, because usually if there's some sort of major incident, again, there's financial impact, there's multiple users impacted, people can't work, whatever the case may be. So again, it's really been a game changer for us. And I know I keep saying that, but that's really how it's been for us in this space. And it's a differentiator. Are other organizations like CAI doing it this way? Maybe. Are they doing it as good? I don't think so. But maybe I'm biased in that regard. But to our clients, it's been a differentiator for what we are bringing to the table as a support organization to help them advance in this AI space.
And that's exactly what matters, right? So
yeah,
I know we're getting tight on time, but I do want to see if we can squeeze 2 more quick questions in here. So CAI is experiencing such great improvements, such great benefits. Would love to hear sort of what's next. Where do you go from here, Tom?
So I have quite a few different areas that we're going to be diving into in 2024. Automated quality reviews is not necessarily a client facing win, but internally, operationally, that is a win. I'll be spending some time learning more about what Talkdesk can do for us there. I have dabbled a little bit with it already, and it seems to be pretty slick in terms of how accurate it is, and also the amount of reviews that I could get done in a given month. So that's kind of really been I've had an appetite for it, where I'm getting to a certain percentage of calls per month. The automated quality review functionality will help me expedite that endeavor and get to more, be able to QA more at a faster clip with less manual intervention. We'll also be diving into the IVR digital assistance. So that's mostly tied to contact deflection. Can we resolve the user's issue before they even get to an agent? That's really where we're going to be heading to next. We'll continue to have a focus. We'll continue to have a focus on that persona-based support to ensure that we're covering all the different facets of today's work demographic. And then lastly, voice biometrics, which I think is going to become more and more important, especially as we start to see this rise in social engineering attacks, phishing attacks, bad actors trying to impersonate people. And I'll use the MGM example that happened back in September of this year. That breach actually happened through a service desk, and it definitely perked up the ears of my clients, forced us to really double down on our identity verification processes. But I'd like to leverage this voice biometric technology to harden it even more. So we'll absolutely be taking a look at that as well as heading into 2024.
Yeah. Very cool. The voice biometrics thing is really cool. It's absolutely a great future addition. Another customer of ours, Wafed Bank, has been able to securely authenticate 20% of their calls using voice biometrics. And the reality is that fraud is not going anywhere.
No,
So we may need to
no.
go ahead and connect you with our friends at Wafed on that one, Tom.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's and I saw I spent some time studying, their use case as well. And I joined a couple webinars, and again, to me, it's a no-brainer, but it's going to be, we'll need to educate our clients on its value, and kind of really get them on board with the concept. But I think the technology is fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Very, very cool. Unfortunately, I think we're getting close to the end of our time here. One final thought. What advice would you give to somebody who's looking to get started with AI? I don't know if you have one piece of advice or if you have a couple things you'd want to share.
I have a few things. For one, the motto that I have been operating against is that AI is a journey. It's not a project. It is going to be continual, and if you complete it like a project, it's going to get stale very, very quick. You got to be able to treat it as a journey, and understanding that you're going to start somewhere and then you're going to continue to progress and ramp up throughout that journey, as different use cases come to the table, as different areas of the business come on board. But I mean, some of the important things, for one, is educating yourself on the topic. That is very, very important. You want to make sure that you have the foundational things like defining clear objectives. Make sure you start small. Get a win, right? Get a win. Choose the right tools. Make sure you build the right team behind you. You have the right governance associated with it. You absolutely need to consider the ethics and privacy side of things, and just stay up to date, experiment, and learn. Like that's the mindset I feel that you need to have if you want to be successful. And again, just double downing on AI as a journey. It is not a project, and hang on for the ride, because it can really be a good one, when you put the right measures in place from the start.
Great advice. You heard it here first, folks. AI is a journey, not a project. That's another good quote I'm going to use now, Tom. For those interested in the audience, please feel free to check out Generative AI-powered Cloud Contact Center by Talkdesk. We've got some self-guided demos that are available via the QR code that is on the screen presently. Tom, I can't thank you enough. This has been phenomenal. I've loved every second of our conversation and learning your great story, how you're innovating over there at CAI, how AI has been integral, especially the Gen AI features, and key to your service desk success. Say that 5 times fast. And of course, I know I speak for all of us at Talkdesk. We love our partnership with you and the CAI team. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Tom, until next time.
It was an absolute pleasure. Thank you.